Hello, today we'll be replacing the fuel pump on the 2001 Chevy Avalanche. And the first thing we want to do is lift the vehicle and set it up on jack stands. And you also want to make sure to disconnect the batteries. And we can now start removing the fuel vapor canister. And to remove the hoses, you want to press it on the two tabs and pull out. And do the same with the smaller hoses as shown here. And you want to use a 13mm socket to remove the two bolts. And do the same with the second bolt. There are also two tabs that hold the vapor canister in position. All you have to do is slide out the bracket. And now you want to release the clip holding the hose to the canister. Just use a screwdriver to separate the clip. And the fuel vapor canister can now be removed. And this is the third hose that was attached to the canister. And now you want to use a screwdriver to loosen the clamps on the fuel filler hose. It's easier to remove the fuel filler hoses if you loosen this bolt holding the metal pipe. There's a fuel vapor hose that you want to separate from the tabs behind this metal plate. And all you gotta do is pull the hose up. And now you want to separate the fuel lines. And these fuel lines are located next to the driver's side frame rail. They're located right below the driver's side door. And all you want to do is press in on these two tabs and pull out on the hose. And repeat for the second fuel line. And this is where the fuel lines are located. And I'll be using two jacks and two pieces of wood to lower the fuel tank. And you want to set up your jack so you can start removing the fuel tank straps. And for this you will need a 15mm socket. And once you remove both straps, you can start lowering the fuel tank. Once you got it lowered to this point, you want to start removing the electrical connections. For the pressure sensor connector, you want to pull up on the tab and pull out. To remove the second connector, you want to slide back on the gray locking clip and then press in on the tab. And you want to press in here as you pull back on the connector. And now that we got the gas tank completely removed, I like to use a leaf blower. I use a leaf blower to blow off any dust or debris. This gas tank basically looks like a canoe. And this is a brand new fuel pump assembly that I'll be using. And we can now begin removing the old fuel pump assembly. And you want to press in on the two tabs as you pull out on the hose. To remove the locking ring, you want to use something that doesn't create any sparks. And for this, I like to use a brass punch. And you want to lift up on the locking tab as you tap on the lock ring. And we can now remove the whole fuel pump assembly. And as you can see, there's new revisions to the fuel pump assembly. And the first thing you want to do is install the new O-ring. And next you want to install the fuel level float. And you want to remove the old clips from the old fuel pump assembly. And now you want to lubricate the new O-ring. And we are now ready to install the new pump. There's a notch in the gas tank that you want to line up with the tab. And now you want to install the lock ring. To make installing the lock ring a lot easier, you want to place a block of wood underneath the gas tank, and it gives you a little extra clearance. And this is what it should look like once the lock ring is correctly installed. And now you want to install the fuel lines. And we can now reinstall the gas tank. Once you got the gas tank in position, you want to reinstall the electrical. And we can now reinstall the fuel tank straps. And reconnect the fuel filler hoses. And now reinstall the fuel vapor canister. And the lines as well. And reinstall the hoses on the guides. And tighten the clamps as well. And we can now reconnect the battery. And now I just want to check the fuel pressure. Before cranking the truck, I like to cycle the key on and off a few times to build fuel pressure. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please like and consider subscribing.